Christmas Kids Festival 2019. Let the kids feel the Christmas Eve on the 21st of December at the Legend Sports Ground in Lugogo. Entrance is 10,000 shillings only and parents free. Bring your child and have an opportunity to play, sing, dance and discover their talents. Mujetu ingira mazalibwa nga bato basanyusa bato bannabwe. Mulete abaana bammwe banyumirwe banywe bazanye. Kino kigenda kubeera kijjobe. Proudly sponsored by Legend Sports Ground, UBC TV, Star TV, U24 TV, Star FM, Magic 100 FM, UBC Butebo, Marketing, UMC Victoria Hospital and Ideas Workshop. Bwe yagala omwana okuyimba kuba ku ssimu eno. This weekend on UBC.
My name is Nkayu Hannington, winner of the NSSF Friends with Benefits Season 2.
Congratulations, Hannington!
I used my winnings to boost my agricultural production and give a chance to the people in my community to work.
So join us this year for the third season of the NSSF Friends with Benefits, as 16 Ugandans share inspirational stories on how they use their NSSF benefits to do life-changing things. So tune in every Sunday with your host Gaetano and I, and special new host Uncle D. It's another incredible display. It's the NSSF Friends with Benefits.
And that's not all. You have the power to vote for your favorite stories to win up to 55 million shillings, just like Huntington. This show is brought to you by
NSSF, a better life.
It's just 2 minutes past 8 o'clock. This is News Tonight. My name is Patricia Lukoma. On sign language, we'll shortly be joined by Mugalu Mohammed. First, let's look at the headlines. In our top stories tonight, a 19-year-old boy who stormed Minister Namganza's car has been charged. Evacuation line of Archer Dam faces resistance. And in sports, Uganda's best swimmers battle at gems. It is the 6th of November 2019, and once again we're here to let you know what's topping on our stories. First, in court in Iganga has convicted a 19-year-old teenager to 4 months jail sentence after he pleaded guilty of beating and vandalizing Honorable Passes Namganza's vehicle. Let's hear more in this report.
A man whose name was withheld smashed Honorable Namganza's vehicle registration number UG 0157L using a sugarcane as she was going for a church fundraiser with Vice President Edward Chwanuka Sekandi in Chibale Trading Center, Namutumba District. This case was before Iganga Grade 1 Court Magistrate Yanus Ndiwala. The suspect told court that he acted out of ignorance. After being sentenced, the convict pleaded with the magistrate to hand him a punishment of community service, which the magistrate turned down. In the same court, an old man, only identified as Kakuma, a resident of Bugumba village in Northern Division, Iganga municipality, has been handed a 3-year jail term after he was found guilty of breaking in and stealing from a shop. The shop belonged to Nansubuga Yudaya, a resident of Kasokoso village in Central Division, Iganga municipality.
Now, the community case against the construction of Archer power dam evacuation line is stalling the implementation of the 42 megawatts hydroelectric power dam. Locals have in the recent days demonstrated against the construction of the power lines, accusing the project implementers of trespass and delayed compensation.
The 42 megawatts Acho River hydroelectric power dam is behind delivery schedule, an issue attributed to resentment from the project-affected persons. Despite the completion and successful testing of the dam, the construction of the evacuation lines has been slow.
Expected to deliver the project by 30th October this year. But around July, August, the community stopped the construction of the evacuation line, which stopped for almost a month or so, thus delaying the delivery of the project. Currently, we have been allowed to proceed pending compensation.
Currently, Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited is battling it out in the court of law with the PAPs in Gulu.
We think on our side that the application as presented before court is premature because one, on the process of compensation, it is a process that needs to be approved by the chief government valuer, and the evaluation has already taken place, and they're about to go for disclosure how much is so and so going to get. So the process is almost concluded, and even during community engagements by my colleagues, we've been telling the community to be patient because they're going to be paid.
Government has promised that the project-affected persons will be compensated after the completion of the approval process.
Many of them felt that as long as this project is done, government may never actually pay them the money. The position which actually wasn't that true, because payment undergoes a process. You do not wake up in a day, evaluate people, and then again pay them the following day. Payments go through approvals which are well known. We did the evaluation of the 108 PAPs and presented it to the chief government valuer for endorsement and also authorization for the company to proceed and pay.
But a cross-section of the public and local leaders in Padea district questioned the intention of those stalling the project.
You find people have land fragmented in that order. So sometimes when confusion arises, it is very difficult to address that. But we have always, as leaders, managed to go through mediation. Several times we have always encouraged community not to go through litigation. The litigation would delay, would not bring peace.
For decades, the Acholi sub-region has grappled with power outages. However, the coming onto grid of Achua will address this milestone.
Even right now, my phone is off. We don't have the what? Electricity. It come on, off all the time. Then you hear that also Roti, the line has fallen, oh, but Tororo from that side. But now this one was coming from our side. And you see, the best thing of electricity, as I've learned also, when you are near the blood, when you are near the heart, you get enough blood more than the what? The fingers, which is distant from the what? From the heart. So we are the the best people around who were start enjoying it.
The challenges Achua Power Dam is facing is not unique. Incidentally, most major projects in the country have faced public resistance due to land issues.
The lifestyle has changed through the insurgency. In those days, our people used not to go as a begging for food, for begging for other things. They know how to go and just cultivate, keep the animals and whatever. But right now, the animals are not there. The cultivation is also low.
Okay,
substantial, yes. It's also low, so people have now changed, their lifestyle has changed. Then when they hear about money, somebody comes and convinces them, say that there's a lot of money. Then he picks up his ear to pay attention, to target that one.
Dennis Igoa for UBC News in Northern Uganda.
Well, thank you very much, Dennis, there for a detailed update. Now, in taxi petitions, taxi drivers, conductors and owners have written a petition to State House Anti-Corruption Unit to investigate matters regarding express penalty systems, which they allege is being used by police and some banks to defraud them. While addressing the media, the chairman, Uganda Transport Development Agency, UTRADA, Mustafa Mayambala, said that paying or fine tickets for all the express penalty systems should be stopped.
Tax operators countrywide are crying foul over the old express penalty fines ticketing issued by police. They say they are reissued with the already paid ticket, which makes them pay double.
When the victims complain with the proof that the issued tickets were paid, the police considers that the tickets were of course paid, but the banks forgot to indicate a prefix letter A on the serial number of the tickets in a dispute.
Uganda Transport Development Agency, in collaboration with Commercial Tax Owners and Transporters Development Association and the National Taxpayers Protection Organization, has written a petition to State House Anti-Corruption Unit to investigate this matter. Tax operators say police discovered that they are not good record keepers and are using this to ask for bribe. Also, the environment of their work exposes them to lose easily such receipts.
It's very difficult to keep receipts. They know that somebody would find it very difficult to bring proof. So for the drivers who don't have proof, they will say, okay, now to give you back your vehicle, bring something. And this is abetted corruption, abetted defraud. It annoys, it irritates, and it stirs anger among a very big number of sector, and that is transport.
However, the president of the National Taxpayers Protection Organization says if the penalty tickets include charging owners of vehicles in dangerous mechanical conditions, it will reduce accidents.
Reduce the number of accidents, the DMCs on the road, and it's going to bring order in the motor sector.
This call on the President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, to suspend the reinsurance of the old express penalty tickets to allow smooth investigations. Meanwhile, they have urged URA and police to ensure effectiveness of the current electronic EPS because the ink on the tickets is easily erased. For UBC, Helen Barbara.
Now, the management of Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, UBC, has commended the team that produced the Africa Cup of Nations advert, which won the Federation of International Cinema and Sports in Italy. The Federation of International Cinema and Sports of Italy presented the awards to the corporation staff, Din Chividige, as we hear more.
The play, good, that's a great opportunity.
We are ready. Uganda friends, Tulunde, we are ready. Truly ready to attack.
Creativity and Innovation has won UBC the Africa Cup of Nations Award by the Federation of International Cinema and Sports in Italy.
We are ready.
The awards were presented to UBC management led by Managing Director UBC Winston Agaba. He commended the production team where UBC has displayed qualitative staff with skill and experience.
As UBC, we are very excited about this award that was given to us in Italy. And I think the significance is all about international recognition in some of the works that we are doing in the sporting world. Because we did do the filming of the IAAF that happened here in Kampala in 2017. This was relayed on Supersport. All the cameras that were used were UBC's. Of course, the directing, we got some directors also that came in from the International Federation of Athletics. So all these works show that we have the manpower. We just need to train our people more. We just need to equip them with the right equipment, and we shall be at world class.
Din Chibirige, who represented the corporation, highlighted the significance of the awards.
UBC being winners of 2018, that cements how big and how important UBC is in this region, Eastern Central Africa, but also on the entire African continent.
Good play, good, that's a great opportunity.
We are Uganda United.
as UBC, we are ready for the AFCON.
Meanwhile, the producer of the advert, who is also an award winner from FICT, said the experience acquired and the zeal of working for the corporation will take him places.
With this promo, I had to get some few actors and actresses, most especially the sports presenters we have here at UBC, the likes of Ruben, the likes of John Barnes, Fifi Pinky, Benjamin Egesa, Peter Tai, and Timothy as well. It was not only the sports presenters I used, I also did some few sketches in pencil art that I used to modify and drew a player, a football player, to bring out that aspect of we are ready.
Sudat Kai, UBC.
Kudos to Uganda Broadcasting Corporation and the sports team in particular. Now, government's decision to review the age of eligibility for enrollment under the social assistance grants for empowerment stage has left elders in Masindi district disappointed.
Government recently took a decision to advance upwards the years of social assistance grants for empowerment beneficiaries from 65 to 80 and above for the next year to cover all the districts, despite the fact that Ugandans' life expectancy is at 55 years. In Pakanyi sub-county, Masindi district, the decision has left elders disappointed, with some having lost confidence in government.
I've lost confidence with this government, because this government cannot tell the facts. Yes, it came first and tell us that from 65 onwards you will be getting your benefits. Then in short distance they add. Now what is that? How can we believe that this government is catering for elderlies?
So this is why we are still complaining that the years were increased without our consultations. So we are requesting the government to look into and at least reduce back to 65 years old. That person is old enough.
Notwithstanding the current age of eligibility, only about 190,000 elders are covered in 57 out of 131 districts across the country. Lawrence Isingoma, a resident of Masindi district, believes Masindi is among the districts that were left out.
I think for only Masindi here, we have been left out, because we hear that other districts, even people before 80s, are getting their benefits. I don't know what is happening with Masindi. It's only Masindi where they are telling us that you should clock 80 is when you'll be getting what? The benefits.
Minister of State for Bunyoro Affairs, Ernest Kiza, urged elders to be patient since government has a lot on its plate.
The resource envelope for the country is still small, so there is need for us to be patient. Just like I told them, they need to wait a little bit further. We need to wait a little more because the resource envelope is still small.
This was at the local accountability meeting dubbed Baraza, held at Pakanyi sub-county in Masindi district by the Office of the Prime Minister. Joseph Okou compiled this report.
Kisoro is a home to many tourist sites and it is facing insecurity due to the porous borders to the nearing countries Congo and Rwanda. The unanimous deaths after 2 weeks, despite police patrols set in place, is causing a lot of high threat.
One is welcomed by the beautiful scenery of the green vegetation, the hills and the cool weather. This has prompted many tourists to refer to Kisoro as one of the beautiful destinations to visit while in Uganda. On a normal Monday morning, Kisoro town welcomes one of the biggest markets in the region, mainly dealing in food crops. The biggest demand comes from neighboring countries of DR Congo and Rwanda, who find it cheap to transact from Uganda, despite Rwanda closing down its borders and not allowing its nationals to cross over to Uganda hundreds make it to these markets to transact various businesses. Now the question is, where do these people come from? Which routes do they use? Those that make it to Uganda, do they return to their respective countries of origin?
But still, they still come. They pass somewhere in the porous border, like in this market today. Most of them are around here now, buying this cassava, but they will carry it on their head. And those are small quantities, definitely. But before the border was closed, we were taking much more.
For the last 1 month, mysterious deaths have been reported in Kisoro. Isaac Sendege, a prominent lawyer, was shot dead right at the door of his house 3 months back. Ever since, 8 people have been arrested in connection to his death. The RDC Kisoro Captain Peter Mujisha says there's nothing to worry about.
Some of the domestic violences and the killings which are the outcomes of the domestic, because we are trying to check around the people of Kisoro, because there are people who come from Rwanda, there are people who come from Congo, and they just, without any official document, they want to pass through here and just go to Mbarara, to Kampala, Mubende. So those are the people we are just limiting. And when you hear, they get people from Mubende without any document at all.
Mujisha, however, confirmed the use of porous borders by Congolese and Rwandans who are being protected by the locals that sell them goods cheaply. Police checks continue on all major roads to Kabale, arresting migrants with no clear documentations. Ngabo Emon, reporting for UBC TV.
Now, Minister of State for Bunyoro Affairs, Ernest Kiza, has been grilled by parents of Kibiribira village in Masindi district after government delayed to intervene in St. Joseph's Primary School's loss last year of a 3-classroom block roof that was lost due to heavy rain downpour. The delays have triggered the ire of the parents, who are now threatening to close the government-aided school with effect from next term if government does not intervene in this matter.
Is really government playing any role here?
According to me, my parents did the work.
Really government playing any role here?
St. Joseph's Primary School is a government-aided school that enrolls more than 500 pupils in Kibiribira village, Pakanyi sub-county, Masindi district. But when the heavy storm blew off a 3-classroom block roof twice last year, the attendance of pupils in class has drastically diminished to 350 daily, thereby affecting the school performance. The first destruction occurred in July 2018, and the school management formed a task force to solicit funds from parents for the school rehabilitation. Unfortunately, Mother Nature struck again this year.
So they had to mobilize the members of the community. They had to collect money. Then they had to roof this roof. Then this year again, the wind came back and took the whole thing this time, as you can see.
After informing district authorities, parents decided not to put back the damaged iron sheets, opting to wait for government's help, which was all in vain.
The parents said now, we cannot put back these iron sheets. They are now destroyed the 2 times, so they cannot go back. They had to sit down and wait what the government can do for them. So from that time up to now, we have not seen anything like help.
The damage has forced the pupils of lower classes to share classrooms with upper classes whenever it rains. This has now irked the parents, who have given an ultimatum.
The heartbeat of today is about the school. That's why I was bitter to Apuli. Next term will not open up unless this roofing is being done. Never the matter whether being done by the sub-county, neither by the district or by the central. What we want, it has to be repaired, because even their children are not learning in such a condition.
The concern was raised at a baraza held by the Office of the Prime Minister at Pakanyi sub-county, Masindi district. The matter compelled the Minister of Bunyoro Affairs,
Ernest Kiza, to rush to the school and assess the magnitude of the destruction, where he was grilled by the angry parents.
It is important you raise this matter at that Baraza meeting. The purpose of that Baraza is here to evaluate our performance. For us as government, we send money to the district, and this money that comes to the district is supposed to help the education sector, help the road sector, the water sector. So I'm really shocked that the district has not taken up this matter, but now that I've gotten it, government is going to come in to help the school.
Joseph Okow compiled this report.
We're going to take a short break, but News Tonight continues after that.
Send money from Airtel to Airtel at 60% discounted rates. Yes, you can now send money for as low as 100 shillings and a maximum of 1,000 shillings. And that's not all. You can now withdraw up to 7 million shillings from your nearest Airtel money agent for as low as 12,500 shillings. Remember, depositing money is free, buying airtime through Airtel Money is free, Airtel Money and PIN registration is free. Do not pay any transaction charges directly to the agent, and never share your PIN number with anyone. Enjoy the lowest rate on Airtel Money today. Airtel Money, simple, instant, secure. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome to the business desk. And in the area of energy, Nordic countries have partnered with the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development to support Uganda's energy sector. They have committed 5 million Ugandan shillings, 5 million US dollars into technologies to transmit, distribute energy in the country. The Nordic delegation and Uganda officials met at Munyonyo to establish changes in the energy sector and share best practices and global trends in the energy sector.
Uganda government has invested heavily into development and generation of power infrastructure. The emphasis is on transformation, distribution, and rural electrification. In June this year, Uganda government and the Swedish government signed a memorandum of understanding on cooperation and development of the energy sector. In today's meeting, the Swedish delegation met with government officials, technocrats from the energy sector, to network with representatives in the energy sector.
Strategy on renewable energy, climate and environment.
State Minister for Minerals Peter Rokalish said the government is willing to cooperate with Nordic countries to boost the Uganda energy sector.
More people, especially in the field of financing, and giving us grants where we are not able to get the money, to borrow the money immediately.
Uganda's ambassador to Nordic countries, Nomisha Madavan, says Africa needs trade partners.
We need their skills. So we don't want the aid, but we want their skills, we want their training. Ugandans are brilliant and definitely want to learn. And we have a growing young population. So technology is not just mobile phones and applications. It is skills in hydropower, solar development, making our solar panels.
Some of the delegates have much hope for this cooperation, since it will open opportunities for Uganda.
Together so that we can fund more of the infrastructure required in the Ugandan energy sector.
Since we signed an MOU this summer in June 2019, so this is the first step in operationalizing the MOU that we signed.
The $5 million US project will focus on rural infrastructure, electrification, and renewable energy across the country. Story compiled by Maureen Iga, UBC.
Time for sports as we kick off with swimming. All is set for the 2019 National Invitational Sprint Swimming Gala, which is due this weekend at James Cambridge International School, Butarika. From John Barnes Centre.
Uganda's best 16 swimmers in each category will converge at James Cambridge this weekend for the DSTV National Invitational Sprint Swimming Gala. The competition is timely for Uganda Swimming Federation that's preparing a team to contest the Kana Zone 3 Championship at the Kasarani Sports Complex in Nairobi, Kenya later this month.
Because ideally in swimming you begin from the heats, you go up the semi-finals of the best 16, then you go to the finals of the last 8. So here we're having best 16, which will really mean that you're going to have 2 finals in one. So these are the best of the best. And it's only by invitation.
The DSTV sponsored event will witness competition in different age categories from 10 and under till 15 and the overage. These will battle in 100 meters individual medley and 500 meters in freestyle, butterfly, backstroke and a breaststroke.
As DSTV, we're excited to be here. You know, you're all aware that swimming is part of the content that we show on our channels that we know our consumers really enjoy. But also it gives us a lot of joy to support upcoming talent and upcoming competitors in Uganda with the end game that you never know where they might end up.
James Cambridge International School Butabeka has promised to play quality host to Uganda's best, including Tendo Mukalazi, Joshua Lumonya, Serena Katumba, Kirabo Namotebi and Isabella Ngemi, among others.
We're humbled that we are the guys hosting this event the second time running. It means our partnership with the Uganda Federation is good, and we keep having to hope to have keeping this relationship for more years and more events coming through. We'll be also extending $1,000 upon hosting, $1,000 to help running the activities over the weekend on Saturday. So we encourage all swimmers to come and enjoy themselves. And also because, as you know, sports right now is one of the most paying activities. We have got jobs in the world.
Uganda Swimming Federation expects this event to honor Uganda's team for the Kana Zone 3 tournament, at which stiffer competition from countries like South Africa, Zambia and Kenya is expected. John Barnes, Sentamo, reporting.
Well, before we sign out, let's go to Alex Semper Alex Kim for the weather forecast.
This edition of the weather forecast from the Weather Center only here on UBC TV with the Semper Alex Kim. There is still a continuation of rainfall activities across the country, though there is a little bit of reduction to the north of the country. By 9 a.m. this morning, Gulu reported 14.4 millimeters of rainfall, whereas Kasese reported 3.8, and Arua it was 1.2 millimeters. This kind of weather is because of the push on the rain belt southwards away, a little bit away from our country because of the presence of low pressure systems to the south of the continent. Otherwise, tomorrow morning, we should see most parts of the country have sunny intervals apart from a few areas along the Lake Victoria Basin where we do expect chances of rainfall, and areas of Masindi, Gulu and Mubende. In the afternoon, we do expect most parts of the country to have chances of rainfall. You may have to keep that umbrella handy. This will push temperatures to 29 degrees Celsius in the north to 23 degrees Celsius in Kabale. However, the nation's capital, Kampala, at 26 degrees Celsius. Elsewhere across the globe, we are forecasting for Nairobi as well as New York chances of rainfall, but Paris, we do expect cold conditions at only 10 degrees Celsius as a maximum. That concludes it. Stay tuned to UBC TV.
Well, thank you very much there, Alex Semper. And of course, that's all we had time for. We'll meet again at 10 o'clock. My name is Patricia Lokoma. Stay tuned.
We're coming to you live from Butekanga in Kamuli district.
In the sub-county where I come from, where my leadership is being